Going to definitely invest in a tripod. I think, much better than doing a handheld. So I apologize. Thanks for tuning in and watching this if you are. It's a Friday morning. It's a beautiful Friday morning. It's very chilly here in Florida, believe it or not. I think it's like 48 or 53, somewhere in there. Some mornings we start in the 60s or low 60s. Still very chilly 60s, believe it or not. It's very odd, but it's true. But anyway, not complaining. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here's our backyard of the lovely little house that we rent here in Palm Bay, which is a little suburb, I guess you could say, of Melbourne, or subsection of Melbourne, Florida. We love it. It's a great place. Julie loves her ocean. That might be today's featured topic about my wife. So speaking of Julie, she got up. I woke up at 6 to get her up. She set her alarm at 6:15, which I asked last night, what time are you getting up? And she wasn't sure. She's going through a lot of vagueness. She's not sure. And when that's the case, you can't make plans for the next day. So that's frustrating. But I won't be doing that again. So she got up at 6:15. She said she was up once in the night, around 4-ish, something. Your typical one trip, in the evening. I was doing a lot last night. I was looking at remote jobs, for home. To keep applying for that, now that we're down to one car, now that I can drive, definitely, if it's, emergent. Not if it's raining with these eyes. There's no way. I am scheduled to get injections next Friday, a week from today. Please pray those go really well, really successful. Don't take days to have them be affected very well. Julie said, being that she's in the eye profession, it could take up to a week to see if those injections are significantly helpful or not. So I think it could take a day or two if they are effective. I don't think it'll take up to a full week. I think she's saying it could take up to a week. So anyways, I'm just praying those injections are for all our sakes, because we can't just have Julie drive, obviously. I need to get stuff done. I need to be able to do things outside the purview of where my wife feels like driving. And she's going through a lot right now, obviously. So that's not fair to her. It's not fair to the kids. I need to be fully accessible, obviously. So, but anyway, I was looking at a lot of stuff online last night, like I do most days, for an opportunity for myself to contribute. Obviously, that would be huge, but very, very limited. I kind of always have been, and especially in the last few months, or I'd say last year, with my lungs, the fluid, the edema, the not being able to walk 5 blocks without feeling like you're going to stroke out and have a heart attack or whatever. And that's the trick too. I do have a lovely little cheap, basic stationary that's actually phenomenal. It, I think, could be a lifesaver. I think getting on that, but it's a vicious cycle. When you do that, your edema and my legs swell within 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of biking. They swell like as if it's 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night and you've been doing chores all day, which is never the case. Unfortunately, I might do some chores, of course, but not all day. So that super massive, bloated, hard feeling in the legs is not a good thing, the doctors have said to me routinely. So it's finding the right cardio where you're not sitting at a desk all day long or just sitting sedentary. Is that how you say it? Sedentary? Yeah. They're saying the offices and sitting all day is the new smoking. It's that bad. So I'm paying for it now, that's for sure. But so yeah, if I can find some work, I am hoping to hear good news this next week on a process for a position I've already applied. I've already been through part of the hiring process, not completed. There's still 2 more steps. Hoping to hear from the hiring managers. That would be next, according to the website. It's in the health industry. It's kind of a help desk specialist type position, and it's from home. The job's local, but the job is from home, which is saves gas, it's just phenomenal. So that plus Julie's work, whether she's doing part-time, because that might be all she can handle. That's what we're going off of, is what can she handle? Can she handle 5 days sitting, as opposed to being a technician who walks her clients back all day long and is dealing with their eyes and that kind of stuff. She's an eye technician, if some of you don't know. So she preps people before the ophthalmologist gets to see them. And sorry. So yeah, if she's going to be at a desk now, have a station, have her drinks, I'd like to send her with a blanket. She can snuggle up and wrap her legs and get cozy, get the headset. I'm sure they're going to have something to that effect. I'm praying that her day goes quickly and that they usher her into the learning curve experience very gently, which I'm sure they will. Again, her employer is second to none, and she genuinely cares for them. She really does. And I've been blown away because her previous employer in Michigan, you know who you are if you're watching this channel, the best people ever, best employer. I mean, she was there off and on a couple different times for 16, 17 years, and just has nothing but the best of things to say to those folks as well. So, but we're in a position where the 401k does not exist for either of us, where savings, what little we had, is gone now after having been diagnosed. My wife, 13, 14 months now. And then prior to that, COVID, before they started giving a bunch of free money from the government, we had a little bit of money. That got eaten up quick, as I'm sure all of you can totally relate on some level. I trust. So, yeah, that's what we're up against, is there's no financial programs where you can prove your status and they have funding where it pays half your rent or mortgage. That would be insanely huge. In fact, that alone, by just that kind of a benefit, would probably keep us in Florida, keep us where our kids are totally entrenched and love where they're at. And so do I. And so does Julie. Julie does a lot more than I do. I miss the snow. Don't know if my legs and my heart and my body can handle 6 months of Michigan weather, but I do miss it. I know that that climate would kill my wife. That would not be good for her at all. And when you mention it to her, she just shudders. I mean, she's not a big winter person at all. Looks romantic, should tell you, of course, but she doesn't want to be anywhere near it. So with her body in the states it's in right now, that'd be cruel and unusual punishment to be in that kind of climate for even 3 months, let alone 4 or 5, So we're trying to stay here. We're trying to see what we can figure out here in Florida. Like I said, the boys, their schools are pretty impressive for public schools. Nothing special. Definitely not perfect. but phenomenal people, and that's what makes it. It's the people, and that's why we moved to Florida. We love Michigan, but there's a lot going on up there that we felt Florida at the time when we moved in 2021 aligned a lot better with our beliefs, and Julie loved that idea. That's one of the few talking points that she supported when I wanted to move us here. So, but her beaches, I mean, this girl, she is a beach girl. You know, she just loves it. She loves watching the surfers, and I don't blame her because they look amazing. Like, it's phenomenal what they can do. We all know what they can do, but to actually see them go out there and effortlessly do these things is mind-boggling. It's awesome. When your church goes out once a year, and sometimes even meets 2 or 3 other churches, and there's 1,200 people or more all around you, and there's baptisms going on with some 4K drones going overhead, and you see that, we're church people. We embrace that. Faith is huge for my wife and I. In fact, at this point in our marriage, with what we're going through, when you have stage 4 cancer in your life, that's all there is. I mean, that transcends, friends and family. It transcends everything. It's got, and it should, people can support so much. God is our rock, and he's our refuge, and he's our foundation. And without him, I don't know where we'd be. So anyway, yeah, I'm hoping to get a job from home. So many remote jobs that are left have gone back to very spammy, fake, I don't know what you'd call them. I don't know, phishing, is that the right? I'm not sure, but a lot of them, I'd say 60, maybe 75% of them are fake. And you go down this rabbit trail and you waste 1 to 3 hours of work of applying, and then you figure it out. It's not as simple as, you figured it out in 5 or 10 minutes. Some of them are a bit more sophisticated in their attempts to look legitimate. But yeah, I think there's still a way, an avenue for us to be here, to work, to live, and for Julie to fight if she's got anything left. I believe she does. I have faith in that. But that could change to today, next week. That could change in an instant, on a dime, as they say. So everyone always says, wait and see, cross the bridge when you get to it. I don't do that very well. I just don't, and I'm trying. I'm trying very hard to do that. But in the meantime, that means if Julie can work clerical, doing something very light on her system, and still feel productive, and she's definitely helping out her family, that's not a bad thing. It's sad, that's for sure. No husband wants that for his wife when she's where my wife's at right now. No one wants that. No one wants their wife to be in the position in the first place. Wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, or anyone's worst enemy. I wouldn't. But the good thing is, yesterday, her dad and I had taken her to the ER to check on some things. They did give her some morphine. They did do a scan, and things came back relatively fine. So she was able to go home that night. And her dad's amazing, by the way. Just amazing person. I'm blown away by him. But her face and her coloring were quite a bit better than usual, which was nice to see. And that was even before the morphine. But after that, she did get a little bit chipper, and she's watching some comedy skits on her phone from some comedians that she likes. Is it Nate Bargatze? I might have really butchered that name. I apologize if I did. But he is a very unique, not new, but talent that we both like a lot. And it's amazing when those folks, that comedy, the comedians, we all know what their jobs are. But again, relating it to when my wife is sick and someone brings her a smile, a genuine big fat smile, that warms my heart like you have no idea. You make my kids laugh and smile, I'm happy. You make my sick wife not look so sick or so hard done by or so just stressed by the moment of just having to get up, because it's hard just getting up. So yeah, when I saw her smile, I had to keep telling her turn down the volume just a little bit because she can't hear in one ear. She's got a very bad hearing. Her family's deaf. They've got ear issues. So my wife's a little hard of hearing. I'm the opposite. I've got acute hearing. I hear everything. So, a little bit less is more. So I said in the ER, let's know where we're at. Let's turn it down just a bit because there's a person 6 feet over that way and another curtain who's groaning because the poor person's in so much pain. The last thing they want to hear is some comedy routine next to you. Yeah, they were in pain, so I didn't want to. I felt really bad for them. But anyway, the point was she's having a little chuckle, not a huge belly laugh or nothing like that, but she just smiled and she really appreciated it and liked that moment. So I was happy for her. So this morning, she ran me to the store before she went to work. I had to get some pop. I had to get some Coke Zero. I didn't have to, but I wanted to badly. And what else? Oh, I wanted to get her a couple drinks. Didn't want her to have to run in anywhere. And she loves lemonade, so I got her a big lemonade. It should last the whole day. It's one of those 30 ounce, 35, those little mini jugs. And some chocolate milk. She wanted some chocolate milk, so I grabbed that real quick. Opened them for her as well before I left, because her fingertips are very, very sensitive. Is it a chemo burn? Something to that effect. You folks with the chemo knowledge, you know what I'm talking about. It's the toes and the fingertips. The poor girl has suffered from that for the last few months. She's got all the ointments and all the creams. So hopefully those will work. One of them is a prescription cream. So yeah, I think those have helped. Some dear friends from church, Amanda and Amy, a shout out to two of her closest friends, and not to mention others that Julie adores, which I'll mention in future episodes, I guess, that have just loved on her huge. This church is just, it's medicine. It is in its own way. So cheesy. The cliches, the stuff I'll be mentioning they're thick, but it's true. These people love her and know her for well over a year now. Some of them 2 years. We're really, really developing the roots. That's why, like I said, we want to keep our boys here in the school and in this church. They're very active. Excuse me. Very active. Grant's a big part of his ROTC group. He loves learning discipline and respect, and those things came easily for my son, our oldest, Grant. But it teaches him a lot more about the sanctity of kind of that higher echelon of leadership and respect for those folks, and a little sense of urgency and duty. That's a big one. And his brothers are proud of him. Gabe, our middle boy, only 11 months apart, by the way. They're Irish twins for 18 days, something like that, just over 2 weeks. They're the same age. Double trouble. So Gabe's decided to not witness, but just share the message of the Lord to a friend at school, and now she's coming to church on Wednesday nights, the Wednesday nights for the kids, for the youth activities, Bible studies. Well, unbeknownst to us, her grandma, who kind of helps take care of her a little bit, she is an amazing woman of faith, so she's been coming with her. So now we've developed a friendship with our middle son's school friend, her grandma. So shout out to Fran, an amazing woman as well. They've been coming to our church for a few months. So that's nice. And then Graydon is our youngest. He's finishing up. Sorry for the camera movement. He's finishing up 6th grade. He likes his elementary school a lot. Some very good people there. He's got lots of friends. Not really one or two best friends, super close, but there's definitely some kids there that he cares about and that he likes to see every day. And really likes his teacher a lot. And just, again, surrounded by good people. Very good place where Graydon goes to school. Julie and I were able to go see one of his holiday performances. I want to say chorus. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, so here in Florida, his school, the last grade for elementary is 6th, which is odd because that would be starting middle school in Michigan. So this is his last year at this school. Next year he'll be out at the middle school, where Gabe will no longer be next year. He'll be at Grants High School. So this sounds confusing, I know. Trust me. We're the ones that have to retain this information every day. Right this year, and only this year, our kids are in high school, middle school, and elementary. 3 boys in 3 different schools, and 2 of them are bust. Grant, the high school has a stupid rule, that 2-mile rule. If you're under 2 miles, you can't get bussed. And we live 1.98. It's literally on the cusp, which is stupid. So ridiculous. There should be discretion, blah, blah, blah. I mean, but Grant does have an amazing mountain bike that he loves, that he's very good with. He even on occasion will walk home because a couple friends of his are walking home. So he'll walk with them because he just likes to be with his friends, which is awesome, I think. So when I had my Tacoma, I would drive him every day while I was looking for work and all that kind of stuff. It's not far, obviously, 2 miles. And we did throw his bike in the truck and he could bike home, or I'd just pick him up at the end of the day as well. So the only time that upsets Julie is, of course, Florida. April through October, we have that 3 o'clock rain every day. And it could be 4 o'clock, could be 2 o'clock, but and it could be 10, 15 minutes, could be an hour and a half. So rain's not gonna hurt anybody, I tell her. He'll be fine. Bring a poncho. That's a good idea, I think. I don't know if he'll actually wear it. I think he would, but anyway, the kids are doing good. They're doing very, very good, and they're helping Mom. They bring her diaper bag to the car since she's got a colostomy. It's a Disney bag that we used to use when we go to Disney Springs for the day or the evening or to the parks. We've donned her diaper bag, Disney diaper bag, DDB. And it's heavy because she's got a lot of equipment in there. So we grabbed that for her, put it in the back seat of the trunk. They escort her by elbow and hand, if need be, to the car, depending on, again, how she's feeling. And some days she's just doing all that herself, carrying her bag, getting to the car, and yelling at us to get going. Move it, let's go. That's a steroid day. That means Mom's feeling a bit aggressive and ready to go. So we try to keep up when she's in turbo mode. And that's, again, that's nice to see when she's in those modes because she's productive and she's happy. She doesn't have to have everyone wait on her or help. So now, am I saying we could do better? Yeah. It's been very surreal. And since November, my eyes have been shot, basically. So I'm trying to just see where I'm walking, let alone trying to escort someone else to a place. I'm afraid if I go down, I'm going to bring her down with me, and that's not a good look. That's not good. She does not need that. I don't need to be a hindrance. I need to be a help. So, anyway. But, yeah, no, it's gorgeous. As you can see, the sun is definitely coming up. Now, people think, well, you're sensitized. Don't you like the dark? Yes, I love the dark weather. I love the gloomy days. Always have. These days are gorgeous. And if the light's not directly in my face, then I love it like anyone else would. But I would like to get her to the beach. I don't know if we can do it this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to get her on the beach very well. But she just, even if we're just there for 20 or 40 minutes, she can just breathe. It's a recharge place. And it's like less than 10 miles from our house. 12 maybe, tops. So anyway, like I said, today's Friday. It feels like Monday. It's not. Looking forward to Monday. Looking forward to some college football, unplugging from this crazy life that we're now living. But I think we got good chances on Monday. We'll see. Gotta stay humble. Our season could easily be over. So, but those things don't interest me nearly as much as they did a year and a half ago when we got upset by TCU. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. 100% unacceptable. So Michigan's not done. They got a lot to play for, but no one's here for that. So I'm not going to talk about it and bore you. So if you've watched till the end, please comment, write something positive and lovely, or don't post anything at all. We don't need it. We don't want it. We just don't need that in our life, obviously. But we do want support and thumbs up and hearts and all that emoji stuff. That'd be awesome. But I'm going to check on the kiddos, see if they're up. I don't think they are. Everyone slept till 10 yesterday, which I have not done in years. I don't think so. That was rare. I'm up by 6:45 at the latest, most days. So anyway, that's today's video. December 20-something. And just sending out some love because we need it. So I'm going to send it. In the word of God says, treat your brother as you'd like to be treated. So I would like a lot of love for my wife and for myself and for our kids. And so I got to be willing to send that. So, and I am. So anyways, hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Hug somebody extra tight, please. Give someone an extra smooch, an extra kiss, and love on somebody, because you just don't know. No day is promised at all. So, enjoy it. Enjoy the last few days of 2023. This is it. Only got a couple days left. Yeah, unless the Lord comes between now and then, which he very well could. And I am not kidding. I really do mean that. He really could. But anyway, have a lovely weekend, and I'll post again. Thanks for your patience and putting up with me. And Julie today, relatively considering the situation, she's doing great. So we'll talk soon.